So, hello everybody, we are live. It's wonderful to be with you all again. So let's see, next stream is on Tuesday, which will be the 8th of July at 10 AM UK time. So, hello to Maurits, hello to Oksana, hi to Aurora, hi to Alex, hi to Manisco, and hi to Julia. Wonderful to have you all here. So let's go for this. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, why don't humans have fur? So that's what it's about. All we've got to do is find the words to fit in the gaps. Ha. Okay, so let's see. Most mammals, including our Hi Vitali living relatives, have hairy coats. So why did we? White Stripes, lovely to see you. Okay, this is great. We've got all the big guns here. That's great. So most mammals, including our closest, lose. We shed, says Vitali. Most of our currently living relatives. I guess it works. Lose for the second one, says Oksana. Our currently living relatives. Our current living relatives. Our closest and lose, says Alex. Closest and shed. Normally shed is what animals or my beard does in winter. When winter's coming, you shed hair, to throw out. Closest. Isn't it lost? Why did we... but notice this did Aurora. Why did we... So, yeah, that did, it means it's got to be a lose. So, let's go straight into this one, because we've got lots of this. Okay, so, most mammals, including our closest living relatives, and closest living relatives, this collocates very nicely. So, why did we lose ours? Double ice cream, absolutely, White Stripes. Double ice cream for all of you. And if an alien race came to Earth now and up humans in a row, all the other primates, one of the first differences they might observe, together with our upright position and unique form of communication, is our apparently furless bodies. Patricia, lovely to see you. Lined up, says Maurits. Line in a row with all the other primates. Lined, says Alex. Lined up with, says Oksana. Stood up, humans in a row. Stood works quite nicely. And lined up in a row with. Okay, so alongside, says Vitali. Lined up with, says Julia. Okay, so lined up in a low. Along with, says Patricia. Along with, I quite like that as well. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. And if you lined up humans in a row, ice creams for all of you, alongside, well done Vitali. Look at that, yes. Next to, hi Adam Reno. Alongside is the best choice. Lined up in a row with, alongside is much better. Okay, Patricia liked the poem with the little boy, good. Is a really good word. Yes, it's a really good word, alongside, because it's giving this idea that they're lined up in a row, one next to the other. Alongside, very definitely. Well done, Vitali. There are so many words that you forget to use, though. That's the problem. There are so many words that it's easy to forget. In fact, compared to most mammals, humans are remarkably unhairy. Granted, with the of occasional, yeah, alongside a very good word. And again, congratulations, Vitali. So, granted, with the exception of the occasional aberration. I like aberration, white stripes. Exception, aberration. Granted, with the appearance of the occasional, appearance definitely works. With the exception of the occasional pelosity. Good try, Adam. I'm going to have to call you Reno, I think. Because I think Adam might turn up. I've got another Adam who's very often here as well. Duvet. The occasional tufts, the occasional downs, the occasional... But it needs to be the opposite. Astute individual. Ah, down as in duck down. With the exception of the occasional... I can't remember this one, and I only made this exercise about half an hour ago. Yeah, down as in hair, yeah. The exceptional hair follicle. Stubble. The occasional individual. So, in fact, humans... In fact, compared to most mammals... Down as in duvet, yes, down as in the small feathers of an eider duck's chest. Down. Yeah, definitely. Granted, with the exception of the occasional individual. As of other mammals do share this quality. Of other mammals do share this quality. Naked mole rats, rhinos, whales and elephants, them. A number of other, number's a good word. A host, among them, a number, a host of other animals. A bunch, good Adam. A selection, yes Patricia, among them for Vitali, good, among them for Alex. A multitude of, for white stripes, among them for Oksana, a host. I think it's the opposite. I think it's got the idea of like a few, a slew. A coterie's a great word. A variety, good word, Aurora. A handful, yes. A handful. A swathe is a good word as well. So look at that. Ice cream for Oksana for handful, definitely. A handful of other animals share this quality. Whales and elephants among them. So yes, definitely some ice creams out there for those of you with among. Well done. So not that many. A fistful would work quite well. A handful of other mammals share this quality. A handful of other... So... among them. That's a good question. And elephants, naked rats naked mole rats, rhinos, whales and elephants are among them. I think you're probably right, but I think this is the R has been dropped to make it read better. Yeah, I think it's a bit of journalistic license. Naked mole rats among them. Among those that do share this quality. Okay. I'm not completely convinced either way. It's a reduced relative clause with that being left out. But how did we end up in this bare state? Does it bring us any benefit today? And how do we account for the of thick, dense hair on some parts of our body? Down on the previous stream. How actually did we end up in this bare state? We account for the loss of, I'm not sure about loss of, for they're thinking about something different. How exactly, I like exactly better than exactly better than actually. The opposite, against. For the presence is a good word, but how in God's name? Definitely, Patricia. How exactly did we end up? Good, Julia. But how frankly? Yes, Reno. I'm going to call you Reno, because otherwise Adam will come and... Okay, so how... So... Okay, let's come down with some more ideas. For the appearance is very good. For the patches, patches I really like. Patches is a very good word. The appearance, so let's have it. For the presence, well done. Persistence. High DAQ, this is very evolutionary. Areas, yes. So how exactly, very good, did we end up with this bare state? And how do we account for the presence of this dark hair? So, okay, of course humans do have lots of hair. On average, we have approximately 5 million hair across our surface, across our body surface. Usually do. Yes, Maurits, well done. Okay, of course, humans naturally do have... We have 5 million follicles. It's interesting you used that word earlier, Maurits. Usually, actually, says Maurits. Indeed do have, says White Stripes. Follicles for Oksana generally do have. Undoubtedly do have follicles for Reno. Follicles for Patricia. Actually do, says Alex. Yeah, follicles is the word, definitely. Invariably do, that's a good word as well. Invariably do have hair across our body. Okay, so of course humans actually do have lots of hair. On average 5 million follicles across our body. Humans often do have, yes, Reno. I need to find a way of calling you Reno. Okay, thank you. So, but all the hair follicles on human bodies produce vellus, fine vellus hair, fine short fuzzy hair grows from shallow follicles. Among all the hair. Easier than that, Vitali. Which for the second one? Definitely white stripes. Short, fine, lightly. That as well, yes, Oksana. Not all. Hi, DAQ, thank you. Okay, but apparently all hair. That for the second one, but not all. Which for the second one? Okay. But practically all, practically I like. But unlike, no, practically all. I think practically is the word I like most. I think it's, yeah, it's just the easy one. Almost all. Thank you for your nice words, DAQ. But in fact, all, but almost all, virtually all. Good. Okay, but almost all the hair follicles, which grows from shallow follicles, different to the deeper, thicker terminal hairs only found on our head and after our underarms, pubic areas, and mostly among men, faces. Well done, White Stripes. Well done, Vitali. Well done, Alex. Well done, Oksana. Well done, Julia. Well done, Maurits. No, my mind is here. And after boyhood, it would have to be childhood, because this could be both men and women, Maurits. Yeah? Okay, so let's go for this. After puberty, ice cream, pubescence. That's a great word, White Stripes. And after pubescence, after puberty, our underarms. We technically have hair. Puberty, yes, Patricia. He came into puberty at the age of 15. Ha! Very good, White Stripes. It's just miniaturized hair follicles, says Tina Lassisi, a biological anthropologist at the University of Southern California, who specializes in the science of hair and skin. All across, I like all across, covering all. That's good, Oksana. All over, says Julia. All over, says Alex. Covering all our bodies. I would probably say covering all of our bodies. All across our bodies. Spread across. Hair. Yes, Reno. Spread across our bodies. Yeah, spread is good. Hair. WS is on fire. So smash the like, as Julia says. So this one's an easy one as well. But technically we have hair all over our bodies, says Tina. Well done, Patricia. all over. So ice creams fall all over, very definitely. Whoops. But it's miniaturized to the point it functionally doesn't insulate us but it's miniaturized to the point it functionally doesn't insulate us to the point that, yes, to the point that it doesn't insulate us effectively. I like effectively white stripes. To the point that, so doesn't where, well done Reno. From the outside. Completely is a good word, Patricia. Completely, says Vitali. At all, entirely. Enough. Efficiently. Appreciably. Efficaciously. Okay, I quite like that. But this last one's to do with time. To the miniaturized to the point that it functionally doesn't insulate us entirely. This last one's about time. Effectively. That works quite nicely, Maurits. Okay, and let's show. Permanently. Anymore. So it's miniaturized to the point where it functionally does not insulate us anymore. Scientists don't definitively know the reason this change from thicker fur to these light vellus hairs, and they also don't know when it happened. Shershot, lovely to see you, Sherwin. So scientists don't definitively know the reason this change from thicker to these light, and they also don't know when it happened. The reason for no, yet there was one person who got that where I think it was Reno. Yeah, it was Reno who got where. The reason behind this change for Reno, the reason for Vitali, for Julia, thicker insulating fur. Okay, this word here with the fur is more difficult. The reason why this change happened, you're going to need the verb happened. The reason behind this change, this dark fur, this is talking about not smooth. Okay, so not smooth fur. A synonym perhaps for rough fur. Cloak-like, scruffy, harsh, rough, gristly. Uneven's a good word. Rough for Patricia. Shaggy. Shaggy's quite long. Knotted. They need to... Dense fur behind this change. Coarser fur. And that's an ice cream to Maurits for coarser fur. Scraggly hair's a great word as well. Okay, so... The reason behind and coarser, that's two for Maurits. This rugged hair, coarse, yeah, coarse is the word. This matted, we've suddenly had a whole slew of really good words. Okay, so coarser hair. The reason behind this coarser hair. Still, several theories have been suggested to what could have the loss of our hair. Still, several theories have been suggested to what could have the loss of our hair. As to, says White Stripes. As to, says Vitali. Precipitated, good word, precipitated the loss of our hair. Why the high... I don't think the hyphen should be there. I think it's probably my mistake. Pointing to. What could have caused? Caused is a good word, Vitali. Actuated. Triggered. Triggered is a good word. Afflicted is a disease. I was afflicted, stimulated, have necessitated. So I think triggered is probably the closest one for this second one. Necessitated is a good word. Suggested, claiming to. Have been suggested as to what could have originated for Reno. Caused, triggered, but there's another word. Think of started. Think of electricity. Induced. Induced is a good word as well. Okay, so think of electricity. Originated, prompted, good word as well. I like induced. Brewed, no, Reno. What could have ignited? Good word, Reno. Generated. Well done, Oksana. Well done, Oksana. Sparked. Okay, still several theories have been suggested as to what could have sparked the loss of our hair. Okay. The most dominant view among scientists. Sparked is good, definitely. Yes, Sherwin. The most dominant view among scientists is the body cooling hypothesis, also known as the savanna hypothesis. Homeostasis. Hair. Okay, hair. The so called for Julia, the well-established, aptly named, ever prevalent, much debated, all around, hotly debated, so called for Maurits. Okay. Okay, so is the commonly accepted, says Daqu. Okay, so I'm going to give this. This is an ice cream for the well-known. This is an ice cream for Julia and another one for Maurits. Well done, Julia. You were in there straight away with the right answer. Whoops. The so-called body cooling hypothesis. Hot and omnipresent, one term, the so-called cooling hypothesis. Where should we spin it? Okay. This to a need for early humans to regulate their bodies as for fur loss. Okay, this one's harder, definitely. I can't remember the second, but the first and last very definitely. Soi-disant. Very good, Vitaly. So-called soi-disant. Result of. Yeah. Points to. You've been wanting to use points for a while. This originated to this originated to fulfill a need. That's the idea. This leads to an urgent need. That's good. That's good, Aurora. A remedy for soi-disant, self-styled, so-called. This pointed to a dire need, good white stripes, an urgent need. This led to an urgent. It's going to be an urgent, Dacu and Julia. This relates to, refers to a crucial need. This developed to. Okay, so for this first one, Vitaly got the ice cream with this. Points to. As a cause for fur loss. Good, Julia. An existential need. A developmental need. Oof. Developmental is bad. As a compensation for fur loss. Compensation is not bad. As a substitute for fur loss. Okay. This points to a rising need. Okay, it points to a rising need, an increasing need, as for humans to thermoregulate their bodies as a driver for fur loss. As a solution, well done, Dacu. Okay. During the Pleistocene, Homo erectus and later hominins started persistence hunting on the open savanna, pursuing there for many hours in order to drive it to exhaustion without the need for sophisticated hunting tools, which appear later in the record. You're lost amid the fur. Prey in the archaeological record. Prey and archaeological, that's pretty good. Paleontological. Good luck, Karen. I'm sure you're going to do it. Do well. Pleistocene is the cold era when the world was covered in ice, I think. So, prey, Adam, Reno. Prey is normally uncountable. Pursuing their prey without an S. It's normally uncountable. Prey for Oksana. Their prey for Alex. Later in the recent record. Their prey for Patricia. Their quarry, good word, White Stripes. Their prey for Julia. The historical records, says Alex. The historical records. Prey and prehistoric records. So in the evolutionary records, says Patricia. Okay, White Stripes was the closest with paleontological. Paleontological is the closest one. The genealogical. You see, I think the word that goes with this one is pursuing their... with the era after the Pleistocene. The preserved record. Preserved is very good, Aurora. So how is this preserved? The post-primate. So how does that record appear? Okay, I'm gonna give you the answer to this one. In the fossil record, pursuing their prey for many hours. Okay, prey uncountable. A prey. An item of prey. The written record, the fossil record. Yes. Yeah, you got paleontological. You were there, White Stripes. Okay, let's continue. This endurance exercise could have them of overheating. This endurance exercise could have them of overheating. Okay, well done, White Stripes. Well done. Consigned. This endurance exercise could have placed them at risk, says White Stripes. Put them at risk, says Oksana. Pushed. Put at risk, says Alex. Yeah, definitely. Okay, here. Put at risk, says Julia. Put at risk. Consigned to. Not at. Yeah. But it at risk. Got them at stage. No, Reno. Excess of for the previous. Yes. Okay, yes, Patricia. Placed at risk. Placed at risk, put at risk. Put at risk. To put someone at risk. This collocates very nicely. Put them at risk. You could place them at risk as well. Well done, Sherwin. So could have put them at risk of overheating. The furless, which would have allowed them to more efficiently and cool down faster without needing brakes. Notice this, there's a dash in here, which could have put them at risk of furless, at risk of overheating. Strengthened at resisting. Okay, this endurance exercise could have put them at risk of overheating. Furless, the furless, which would have allowed them to more efficiently and cool down faster without needing brakes. Hence the furless. Hence is very good. Allowed them to hunt for Vitali. That's very good. So hence is the right meaning. Aside from, no. Aside from the furless. To move more efficiently, to hunt more efficiently, compensating. Therefore, thus, good. It's still a different word. Thus, therefore, well done, Vitali. Ergo. Ergo is the one they've used. Sparking the furless. Sparking would work. Ergo for Maurits, therefore for Oksana. So let's bring this down. Ergo the furless, which would have allowed them to sweat more efficiently and cool down faster without to run more. Cogito ergo sum. I think therefore I am. Okay, so allowing them to sweat more efficiently. From this, for this, to sweat more efficiently, which allows them to hunt more efficiently, definitely. For this theory also comes from studies that have found switches for some genes for determining whether certain cells develop into sweat glands or hair follicles. Evidence for this theory. That's very good, White Stripes. Descartes, yes, I think therefore I am. Perspire more efficiently, definitely. Support for this theory, good Alex. Responsible for, well done Reno. Evidence, well done Patricia. Responsible for determining, good Reno. Descartes. Descartes. Which S? Both S's, White Stripes. Responsible, well done Patricia. Evidence for and responsible, good Julia. Data for this theory, good. So evidence for this theory also comes from studies which have found switches for some genes. Proof, well done Reno. Confirmation for, well done Aurora. It's a good word as well. Support for this theory, responsible, Descartes. And that is the end for today. So thank you very much all of you for coming. It's been great. Let's see. Next stream. Corroboration as a first one is a very good one. Will be on Tuesday. Which is going to be the 8th. Yes. Been wonderful to have you all. 8th of July at 10 a.m. UK time. That's brilliant. So, good night, Shershot. Yes, because you're going to be in California. Thank you for coming, Julia. Thank you, Maurits. Thank you, Alex. It's been great. I hope you all have a great weekend. Supporting and fostering, says Dacu. Yes, thank you, Aurora. Lando, it's lovely to see you. Take care, Lando. It's been great having you, Vitali. And let's do this properly. Thank you to Reno and Alex and Aurora. Thank you to Dacu. Thank you to Julia. Thank you to Lando. Thank you to Maurits. Thank you to Oksana. Thank you to Patricia. Thank you to Sherwin. Thank you to Vitali. And thank you to White Stripes. So take care, all of you. And thank you to Patricia as well. Yeah. And I will see you all on Tuesday. That's brilliant. It's been a really nice stream. Yeah, so have a good one, all of you. Have a great weekend and yeah, stay out of the sun if you can. So take care and